What up, guys? It's your boy Dream Illusion. Um, this is also better known as Resident Evil Fan Club. Um, as you saw by the title of the video, I just want to talk about the cycle of Resident Evil. And sorry for not having Resident Evil gameplay in the background. I was gonna record some RE-verse and make a totally different video. But the servers are down again, so I really can't record anything, and I had a video file in my gallery, so here's Death Stranding for you. Um, but I just wanted to talk about the cycle of Resident Evil and what I think about it and what I think is going to happen in the future of Resident Evil. Um, I I just want to make something clear before I go into this. Is a lot of these Resident Evil videos, it's going to be like 50-50. A lot of them are 50% they're not going to be scripted, 50% they are. For example, this one's not, because I just want to talk about what I think will happen in the future and what the process of Resident Evil was in the previous years to, you know, you guys kind of get the point. So, let's get right into it. Question mark. Okay, let's do this thing. So, the first couple of years of Resident Evil were the tank controls, fixed camera angles. So Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil Code Veronica X, Resident Evil 0. That's 5 games. Alright. So, and then obviously the remake of Resident Evil 1, but we'll get into that in the future of this video. Great games. If you saw my review of Resident Evil 0, you know it's not my most favorite game of all time, but still, when I go back to it, yes. But I love Resident Evil 1, I love Resident Evil 2, and I love Resident Evil 3 and Code Veronica X. Or just Code Veronica, whatever you want to call it, because of the two different versions of the game. All tank controls, all fixed camera angles, all that. And these are just the mainline titles, by the way. Not the spin-offs, all that. So, fixed camera angles, all that, and then they wanted to improve on it. And then after Resident Evil, I believe after Code Veronica, they released Resident Evil 4, which redesigned the whole series of the game of over the shoulder, which revolutionized that, which inspired Gears of War, Dead Space, all that. Resident Evil 4 is still one of the best Resident Evil games ever made, in my opinion. Resident Evil 5 came out, Resident Evil 6, there's Revelations 1 and Revelations 2. 5 games that use over the shoulder. So that's 5 games that use tank controls. So Resident Evil 1, 3, Resident Evil 3, you get the point. That use tank controls, and then Resident Evil 4 to Resident Evil Revelations 2, aka which came out in 2013, which use over the shoulder. You guys get the drift? 5. So what I'm thinking, and then Resident Evil 7 came out, which redesigned the game again, but it's in first person. And then the remakes started coming out of Resident Evil 1 remake, which came out in 2002, and then Resident Evil 2 remake, which came out in 2019. Still my most favorite game of all time. And then Resident Evil 3 remake came out. So, really great games, by the way. Except, obviously, Resident Evil 3 still a great game, but could have done a lot more. But this is what I'm trying to think is the cycle of remakes. Since there's only 3 remakes, I feel like they're gonna remake at least 1 or 2 more games. Because think about it, 5 games with a fixed camera angles and tank controls, 5 games with over the shoulder during the mainline series, and then the remake was obvious. Remakes are not the remakes. The so technically 6 games if you consider, you know, Resident Evil 1 remake to be part of the tank controls and all that, and Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake to be a part of the over the shoulder. But what I'm getting at is I feel like there's going to be 5 remakes, like 2 more remakes to come out, and then 2 more, no, and then 3 more first person games to come out. You know what I'm saying? Because think about it, Resident Evil 7 was first person, Resident Evil Village is going to be first person. I have a feeling they're going to make at least come out with 2 more remakes. I hope it's like if they remake Resident Evil 4, which I hope they don't. I hope it's like Code Veronica, and Code Veronica would be a badass game to be remade. Don't get me wrong. But with the first person games, I don't think the first person will stay for much longer, honestly. Because I don't know if people are. I'm loving it so far, the first person. It's just, I don't know if people are wanting to have 5. You know, um, but yeah, I just hope with that they at least make 2 more remakes. Because think about it, 5 of the original games. So they did the original 5 of tank controls. People were sick of that, so like they wanted to change it up with Resident Evil 4, and then we got 5 of those ending at Revelations 3, 2 I meant, and then people were sick of that, kinda in a way, and then we got Resident Evil 7, and I feel like people are still digging the first person, so I bet they can make at least, uh, they can at least make 3 more, 2, 1 or 2 more. I'm not thinking people would want a lot more of the first person because I don't know how they would do it. You feel me? Because the RE engine was made just for Resident Evil, obviously, but just for Resident Evil 7 as well. And then, well, not just for Resident Evil 7, they used that engine for Devil May Cry, they used the engine for both of the Resident Evil remakes. So, what I'm thinking is they could even do a Code Veronica remake, and then even a remake of the first Resident Evil game again, but with the RE engine. So the RE1 remake, or whatever, however they would do that. And then, because I would honestly love to see RE1 in the RE engine. I think obviously I'm not the only one, because a lot of these other guys want them to. Like Residents of Evil, Where's Barry, all these guys. Obviously, since I said the name in their videos, I'll link their channels in the description. So, um, I just think I just can sense a cycle here. You feel me? A cycle of what they're doing to keep the series fresh. Because I've, because if that's really what they're doing is a cycle of like 5 or 4 games per, like, you feel me? But they're gonna start running out of ideas, so they're probably gonna make some games first person, some games third person, over the shoulder, etc., etc. But I just feel like Resident Evil is the greatest series ever made. You feel me? You feel me? What they're doing with Resident Evil now, I think, is at its best point so far. Resident Evil 2 remake, Resident Evil 3 remake, even though Resident Evil 3 remake is kind of disappointing, it's still an amazing game. And then Resident Evil 7, and then Resident Evil Village coming out next month. Still can't wait. You guys are going to be seeing a whole playthrough of that game on the channel. So I can't wait for that. Because it's going to be a fantastic game. I'm already feeling it. Especially just from the maiden demo. It's going to be a great ass game. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Tell me what you guys think of what you think I'm just gonna say the cycle of Resident Evil is pretty much. What do you guys think of the future of Resident Evil will be? Because I would love to chat with you guys in the comments. Maybe it'll give me some more video ideas to make in the future. And see you guys later in the next video. Peace out.